What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. As you guys can see, I got a haircut. Yeah, it's been 4 months since I had my last one. I finally got one. Anyway, that really is not the point of this video. Today, I am putting up my review a day later after the 2020 Auto Club 400, the third race of the season. And let me just say for the record, Alex Bowman pretty much just dominated this race. Henner dominated, mainly Alex Bowman, like I said, but Alex Bowman pretty much dominated this race. But anyway, let's just jump straight into the review. So, on the pole for this race, you had Clint Bowyer. And for the first 10 laps of the race, Clint Bowyer led. But Jimmy Johnson, Alex Bowman, Jimmy Johnson had a lot of speed today, was showing a lot of speed, and it looked like Jimmy Johnson was going to get the lead for a second. Then Alex Bowman came right back. And Alex Bowman pretty much took the lead from the get-go in this stage and really didn't look back. The only moment that really happened in this stage, and it was after the green flag pit stops, Denny Hamlin was pushing down the front stretch. Kyle Larson, I remember it was like 10 or 12 laps ago in the stage. Denny Hamlin was bump drafting Kyle Larson way too much, almost too deep in the corner. And unfortunately, Hamlin misjudged the bump draft and Larson got into the outside wall really, really hard. Unfortunately, Larson got screwed out of a pretty decent day. He wasn't having the best day of game. He was like running 12 or 13 for the time, but he could have recovered easily. And unfortunately, Denny Hamlin just ran into the back of him and just put him in the outside wall. That was really the only moment that took place. Larson, unfortunately, then went a couple laps down. However, he would recover throughout the day. And Alex was out to go to the end of the stage. Alex Bowman scored the stage win. Stage results, Alex Bowman won it, Ryan Blaney second, Jimmy Johnson third, Eric Almirola fourth, fifth was Kurt Busch, sixth Brad Keselowski, seventh Joey Logano, eighth Matt DiBenedetto, ninth Chase Elliott, and 10th was Kyle Busch. Now going back to the restart, you basically had Ryan Blaney and Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson had a pretty good picker today, and he took the lead off at the pit stop. Then Ryan Blaney basically took the race lead away and basically never looked back in the second stage. Pretty much it came down between Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Blaney in the second stage. And then on lap 94 of the race, the first caution, basically for something not to do with stages, only second caution of the race, Clint Bowyer had a left front tire going down the backstretch. The caution unfortunately come out, and Clint Bowyer, who won the pole and led the first 10 laps, had issues, and Clint Bowyer's day went from bad to worse. And basically, yeah, Clint Bowyer's day, he still kept going on. I think he went a lap down though later and didn't get a really good finish. We'll talk about his finish and talk about the rest of his day later in this episode. But then on the restart, Ryan Blaney was able to take the race lead, and he never looked back. And Ryan Blaney was able to win stage number 2. So Ryan Blaney won stage 2, Alex Bowman second, Jimmy Johnson third, Brad Keselowski fourth, fifth was Martin Truex Jr., sixth was Chase Elliott, seventh Kyle Busch, eighth Denny Hamlin, ninth Eric Jones, and 10th, and it was Kevin Harvick. Went back to the restart, and Jimmy Johnson once again took the race lead and led a few laps, but Ryan Blaney took the lead back, and then Alex Bowman and Martin Truex Jr. battled out pretty good, and then Alex Bowman just skyrocketed to the race lead, and it really, after this, he never really looked back. Yes, he lost lead on the pit stops, but after Brad Keselowski pitted with 34 laps to go, Alex Bowman pulled away and really took off. Unfortunately for Ryan Blaney, who basically was second at the time, he had to come down pit road because he had tire problems. You know those cording issues you saw with Alex Bowman? His car, unfortunately, the tire started uncording. And unfortunately, Ryan Blaney, who probably should have finished second in this race, unfortunately, his tire basically let go. And unfortunately, instead of only winning the race by 5 seconds, Alex Bowman would win the race by about 10 seconds. So coming off of the final corner, Alex Bowman, who had the most dominant car in this race, comes off the final corner and he scores his first win of the season, his second career win, and Hendrick's first win since the Charlotte Roval, and he's locked into the playoffs as well. So let's go and talk about this. By the way, first thing I want to say is congratulations, Alex Bowman. He deserved this win. let's just go through and talk about everything. So, Alex Bowman won the race. Coming into this race, after watching all his practice sessions and all that stuff, Alex Bowman I thought was going to be probably the best car in this race. He just looked so good in the practice sessions. He had the best short run car, the best long run car. His lap times were really, really good. I was like, if you're going to win this race today, you're going to have to be that 88 car. And the only one that really had a shot was the guy who finished 19th, Ryan Blaney. But Alex Bowman, he looked really, really good. And good on Alex Bowman, great day. Kyle Busch finishing second. He's probably happy he got there because the Toyotas, they were not that fast at the start of the race. But they got it together, and Kyle Busch comes home with a second-place finish. Great day for Kyle Busch. He's probably happy with second-place finish. You know, they've had a bad start, Toyota has, but they've been working on Kyle Busch especially, and he's been getting better and better and better as the season has gone on. Kurt Busch with a third-place finish. Kurt Busch drove through his pit box, drove past his pit box coming down pit road. And he unfortunately comes back with a third-place finish. Really good day for Kurt Busch. Chase Elliott got a fourth-place finish. Once again, another great run for Hendrick Motorsports. What can you really say? Good day for Chase Elliott. He looked like he probably was like the 6th or 7th best car in this race. Fourth place, good day for Chase Elliott. Fifth place goes to Brad Keselowski. Good run for Brad. They played a strategy that they stayed out for a little bit. And it worked out for them because he got a fifth-place finish out of it, which is the thing about where they should have finished. So, good run there. Denny Hamlin's sixth place finish. Hamlin, I got kind of a bone to pick with you about that whole move with Larson. That was a little bit ridiculous. But sixth place for Hamlin. Solid day for Hamlin. Seventh place, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, in my opinion, probably had the third best car in this race. But unfortunately, just the car kind of wasn't as good in the final run. I guess their car in the long run just didn't have long run speed in the get-go because they were losing speed as the run went on. Not too much. They had a good car in the long run, a very fast short run car. I think one of the top 2 best short run cars. And on the long run, Johnson just didn't have it. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson comes home with a 7th place finish. You really can't say much about that. Hendrick, like I said, is back, baby. 8th place, Eric Almirola. Saw a run for Eric Almirola. Kevin Harvick finishes 9th. For a guy that said his car was complete shit, you know, he got a 9th place finish. Good run for Kevin Harvick. And Eric Jones, top 10. Good day for Eric Jones. 11th place goes to Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick impressed me a lot. He was one of the best guys on the restarts, and he did really, really good and got an 11th place finish. He's probably leading the Rookie of the Year standings at this point. And a lot of you didn't say was Reddick was going to struggle. I think he's the best driver at RCR right now, just saying. Joey Logano, 12th. He looked good at the beginning. He looked good in the middle runs. He was like up to 4th and 5th at points. But Joey Logano just didn't have a lot of speed. 13th, Matt Benedetto. He fell back as far as like 18th. Was up to 5th at one point in this race. And he comes back and finishes 13th. It's not bad, really. Still in the playoffs. Still going to be a driver we're going to talk about going to the playoffs. Mark Truex Jr. with the 14th place finish had multiple amazing sound bites throughout this race. He got so mad. It was hilarious watching Mark Truex Jr. lose his stuff. Mark Truex Jr., like I said, 14th place. Unfortunately for Truex, one of his pit crew members, his name was Lee Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken, while he was changing the tires, he had a cramp in his hand, which really, really sucked because Truex deserved a way better finish than he did. And unfortunately, it looked like he was going to get a top 10 finish, but he used his tires up and just fell back, which sucks. William Byron with a 15th place finish. Worst car Hendrick today. He looked okay. Didn't look great, which is kind of concerning for him, but every other Hendrick car did really, really well in this race. And let's just go through the rest. Chris Buescher comes home 16th. 17th, Ross Chastain. 18th, Cole Custer. Ryan Blaney with the 19th place finish. He deserved a runner-up finish in this race. He had, if not the best car in this race, I think he had the second best car in this race. You know, him and Alex Bowman are 2 guys we're going to have to really watch this year because those 2 are very, very fast, and he's got a ton of speed. I don't think you got to be, if you're a Ryan Blaney fan, I don't think you need to be too concerned with this run. I think he deserved a second place finish. It's just a tire problem. 20th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Kyle Larson comes back and finishes 21st. 22nd goes to Michael McDowell. 23rd, Clint Boyer. 24th, Austin Dillon. 25th, John Hunter Nemechek. 26th, Ty Dillon. 27th, Bubba Wallace. 28th, Daniel Suarez. Good for Suarez. Top 31 there. 29th goes to Corey LaJoie. And 30th place is Ryan Preece. 31st, J.J. Yaley. 32nd, Brennan Poole. 33rd, Joey Gase. 34th, Garrett Smithley. 35th, Quinn Houff. 36th, Reed Sorensen. 37th, Tanny Hill. And 38th in last place is Christopher Bell. Unfortunately for Christopher Bell, just not a great start to the year. You know, they've had issues in all 3 races. Unfortunately, the issue was engine problems. They had engine problems becoming the halfway point of the race. And unfortunately, Christopher Bell, it didn't go well for him throughout the day. So yeah, that is your results. I'll talk about the point standings real quick. So Ryan Blaney is the point leader by 11 points over Joey Logano. Alex Bowman with this win is 3rd in the regular season standings. 4th, actually it's a 2-way tie for 3rd between Harvick and Alex Bowman. Jimmy Johnson 5th in the standings. Really good stuff for Johnson. 6th is Chase Elliott. 7th, Denny Hamlin. 8th, Matt DiBenedetto. 9th is Kyle Larson. 10th is Eric Almirola. 11th, Brad Keselowski. 12th, Mark Truex Jr. Actually tied for 11 between Chris Buescher and Brad Keselowski. 13th is Mark Truex Jr. 14th, Austin Dillon. 15th is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Clint Boyer is last in the playoff standings. If we're wondering about Kyle Busch, Kyle Busch is currently 19th in the standings. He is right now only 5 points out. Kyle Busch is getting in next week. So yeah, that is your race at Auto Club. Let me just talk about the racing in general. The racing was just solid. It was really, really good. Way better than last year's Auto Club race. I think that this package in general works a lot better in the cooler temperatures. And this race, we had like 50 and 60 degree temperatures. It was really cool outside. So if you went to the race, you probably had to bring a light jacket. But yeah, I thought the racing was solid. The restarts, I know we keep bringing up and harping about how good these restarts were. But you had forward wide for the lead at one point. At the start of stage number 3, you had at the beginning of the race for the first like 25 laps, you had Alex Bowman and Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch and Clint Boyer were all battling for the lead. Something that we all love to see. The racing throughout the day was great. Yes, did it kind of die down throughout the day? Yes, but you could pass throughout the race. We saw passing throughout the field. If you got a better car, you're going to straight up beat him. This package, like I said, on these big tracks. And let me just say, the racing at Auto Club, like I just mentioned a few minutes ago, this race overall was better than last year's. Unfortunately, yeah, it just sucks that the leader won by like 10 seconds. But there really is nothing you can do when you got a guy who's this overall that good. He was so fast in practice, way quicker than everybody else, and he was just dominant car in this race. So yeah, I'm gonna give you my opinion of the race. I'm gonna give this race a 7.5 out of 10. Way better than last year's Auto Club race. I would have given it a higher review, probably an 8 or 8.5. Had the gap been a little bit closer than it was. I don't think it's horrible that he won by 10 seconds. Alex Bowman deserved the win. It's pretty cool to see greatness, and Alex Bowman is showing that he's going to be a championship favorite. I'm not kidding either. I think Alex Bowman should have probably finished second or won the Vegas race last week. He probably should have won this. He definitely got a win today, and not today, yesterday. And I think it's really good to see that Alex Bowman is doing really, really well up to this point. So yeah, that is my review from the Auto Club 400. Hendrick Motorsports dominates. Really good to see that. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you can be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on all my social medias. Links in the description below for that. And comment below your opinions of the race. What did you think of the race? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.